guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you guys how I got this look here. Just using all drugstore makeup. It's my go-to glam look, really bronzy. But yeah, if you guys want to see it, then just keep watching. First things first, put the hair back. Second thing, it's not a rock star today, so okay. So first thing I'm gonna do is prime. I'm gonna use the Maybelline Master Prime. So I'm just gonna I take a good amount of this, like I take about that much, and I put this everywhere, but I really focus it in the middle of my face because that's where I get the most dry. And we're gonna do our brows while we let this sink in, because the key to this primer and all primers really is to let it sink in. Okay. And so make sure that that's blended in. Now, I'm going to do my brows different. I'm still going to use the CoverGirl Ultra Fine, or whatever, what's it called? Yeah, Ultra Fine brow pencil. But instead of doing my brows only with this, I'm just going to outline with them. So, anytime I'm like trying to make my makeup last, like if I'm going out or something, then I use that pencil, or just a pencil, and then the dip brow. This is just a pomade, and this just makes the brows look a little more, I guess, darker and more defined. Don't look as natural, but so I just take a little bit of that and go all along the brow. I start off on the tail end because whenever you pick up the product, there's more on the brush, and then as I distribute it throughout the brow, I move closer towards the inner corner. And then just brush it out. Alright, now that that's done, what I'm gonna do, what are you doing? Oh, I don't know why I'm whispering, like, what the heck? Okay, now I'm going to just cut them out, or like carve them out with my concealer. I'm just going to use the Milani Conceal and Perfect. The one that I have is in light vanilla, and I'm just going to put that on the back of my hand and carve them out and prime with this concealer to prime my eyelids. So I will see you guys in just a little bit. Now the brows are finally done, we're just going to do the eyes. So anytime that I'm like going out and I'm doing a glam look, I always do something that's bronzy. I don't know why, it just goes with everything that I usually wear. So today I'm going to just use the palette, the Wet n Wild palette, Rosé in the Air. And the first thing that I'm going to do is take my large blending brush, and I'm going to take, let's take this one here, the Transition, and just buff that all over the lid. And anytime that I'm doing a glam look, or like I'm going out, or just going the extra mile with my makeup, I always do my eyes first, because I usually am really messy with it, just so I can get good blending and not have to like always worry about my foundation or what's underneath. So just buffing that all over the lid. That. You don't really have to be too neat with this. Okay. Then the second thing that I am going to do is just take a smaller blending brush like this one and go a little bit lower, but I'm going to take the deeper one at the top. I'm going to take that one and just go a little bit lower, like in the crease, and just kind of, you know, to get that gradient effect, and just go back and forth with that color and slowly building it up. The nice thing about these is that they're really pigmented, so you don't have to build up too much, but you do have to be careful so you're not just like meshing them all together, and it can look muddy if you use too much. Okay, now that I have that there, then I'm going to take this City Color Shimmer eyeshadow. It's this bronzy one here that looks like that. I'm going to take my packer brush and spray this first, and then go straight into it, and just pack this on the inner corner of my eye, or the middle of my eye, not the inner corner. These eyeshadows, I think they're like $1 or they're $3. And I mean, even when they're not wet, they still are super metallic. Okay, so now, like you can see, I have it on both. Just the middle part, like I kind of go from this part of my of my eyeball to this part. Just keep it right in the middle of your eyes. And then I'm going to take a small packer brush like this one here, and then I'm going to go into this brown. It's the darkest one in the palette, the darkest matte. And tap off the excess, and I'm going to just place this right on the outer corner and on the inner corner. And first, I'm not going to blend out, I'm just going to pack the color on both eyes. And this look, why I like this for like a glam look if you're going out, is it really opens your eye because you have the pop in the middle of the eye. And so if you're taking pictures, your eyes won't look really closed off. Okay, now that I have that there, I'm going to take just a clean blending brush with nothing on it, something really small and flat like this. And then I'm going to just take it and I'm just going to run across to the middle of the lid, kind of on the outsides of that shadow too, to kind of blend them together. Just like that. I'm just going to take a little more of that on that packer brush. And you know, the key is to build it up, blend it out, build it up, and blend it out. So that way you get the shadows where you want them and you're not having to fix a whole lot. Because if you just go in with a lot of product, you're gonna have to start, you know, blending away, and it's gonna be harder to fix. Okay, just like that. And then what I'm going to do next is just take, let's see, what brush can I use? Oh, where is it? Oh, here we go. So now I'm going to take the lightest shade in the palette right there and just put that along my brow bone. And you could always do liner. I don't do liner. I don't know why, I just don't. now what I can do is take my blending brush that I had and just blend it all out. Okay, so that's kind of the beginning part of the eyes because we're not done, but we're gonna move on to the face first. So I'm just gonna take the Wet Wild Cucumber spray and just spray that. Spray my face. Also, this is wet, but I'm going to spray it. And I always do that because it really does help the makeup last. I usually don't. If it's just wet, then I just leave it like that. But anytime I'm doing a glam look, I always spray it. So I'm just going to take the foundation I'm going to use today is the Hard Candy Camouflage foundation. And mine is in the shade, what shade are you? Olive, 1508. So just a doe foot, and this one is a more matte foundation, and it is full coverage, so that's why I like it, because matte foundations, you know, will last longer throughout the night. And so I'm just gonna take it all over and also down here to clean up any eyeshadow, and that's about it. I'm gonna take my sponge. Sponge will give you less coverage, but you can go in with a brush and get even more. I like to build up because I don't want to be too cakey. So just going to buff it in, bring it down the neck. I keep saying buff, but it's press. Press it in. And I am going to take it just a little bit more and build it up where I want. So like right here, some blemishes right there, and along my chin. And really concentrate it in those spots. Like I'm not going to blend that all over my face. Now, so what I'm going to do first, which I usually don't do, is contour, cream contour. So whenever I go out, I always cream contour just because I'm going to set it down with the powder bronzer, but it just makes your bronzer stay longer and be more defined too. Because whenever you want it to, I always do like my makeup darker than I normally would, just for like pictures. So I'm just going to take this, run it along here and the perimeter of my face. And I'm going to just take this Real Techniques brush and blend it out. And this will just make sure that your bronzer doesn't, you know, come off, because your, you know, makeup will fade as the night goes on. So having something for the powder bronzer to stick to will make sure that it lasts longer. And that is about it for that. It's really easy to blend out. That's the one that I had the shade that I have is Oaks on You. And then what I do next is I conceal. So I do my bronzer first because I feel like if I do my concealer first, then it can kind of take away from the concealer once I do. Like if I put the concealer first and then do my bronzer, I feel like the bronzer overshadows it. So just gonna take that concealer and then blend it out. Now, I always let my concealer sit for a little bit before I set it. Usually I go right in and set it, but I will get my powder ready. And this is just the Maybelline Fit Me powder. So while my eyes are setting, I'm going to take the Maybelline City Bronzer. Mine's in shade 300, and I'm just going to set that cream contour. Whoa, what's going on right here? And you can always just take your sponge and kind of go around to make sure that there's like no harsh lines. And set that down. And so like as I said earlier, like this, my makeup's a lot darker than I usually would do, just because I want everything to show up in pictures. If you're like in a club or, you know, going out on a date, if it's nighttime, you want to go darker. At least I do. Now I'm going to take my sponge one more time. Just blend out that concealer. And now I'm going to set. And so I don't bake because my under eyes are super dry, but you can bake too. I just kind of set it there, and then I go right back in and blend it out and press it into the skin. And then something else that I always do is just take some powder and go right along my contour. And that's just to clean it up and make the face look a little more defined. Because I don't contour really like at all. I just bronze. So I'll let that sit for a while. And once I'm done with that, I'll do my blush. So this is the Burt's Bees blush in shade Toasted Cinnamon. So take it on my broken ass blush brush. And like that. Then the next thing that I'm going to do is highlight. This is the e.l.f. highlighter in white gold. Come on, falling everywhere. Alright, and just go right in. Now I'm going to take my bronzer brush and just wipe away that contour. I mean that powder that we had baking. And then I'm also going to do this just to blend in the highlight. And now we're going to go back to the eyes and do the lower lash line. So I like to have a really smoked out lower lash line. So I'm going to take this little e.l.f. brush and I'm going to go right into this top shade here. Tap off the excess and run that along my lower lash line. I'm also going to connect it with the outside. fuck just happened there, but come on, let me be great. Seriously? I need, where are you, little guy? So I need this little guy, and I'm going to take the same highlight that we used on the face, and I'm going to put that in the inner corners. Like that. I'm also going to take just an angled little brush like that, and I'm going to go into the darkest shade here and really pack that against the lower lash line. That, and do my bottom mascara. And last but not least, the lips. I don't know where I got this or what color it is, so don't ask me. Just line those, and now I'm gonna take what is this? L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Liquid Lipstick. This is in the shade Cowboy. And just fill that in. Okay, now I'm going to take the e.l.f. liquid lacquer, or lip lacquer in natural, and go over that. Right in the middle. Just like that. And that is basically it. Really bronzy, really, I don't know, this is the look that I go for all the time, anytime I'm going out. Really deep. Alrighty guys, so thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to Alright guys, if you enjoyed this look and seeing how I created my go-to glam look, it's really natural-ish makeup. It's not too colorful. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed, then give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.